What's up, Baseball Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we dissect the biggest stories from the diamond. Today, we're diving headfirst into a controversy that's got the baseball world buzzing like a fastball right down the middle. The New York Yankees, after their historic 9-home run demolition of the Milwaukee Brewers, are facing some serious scrutiny. Forget about the pitching matchups. The real battle seems to be over the legality and the potential impact of their newly designed, physicist-backed Torpedo bats. Did the Bronx Bombers just find a revolutionary way to swing for the fences? Or are they pushing the boundaries of fair play? Grab your popcorn and your thinking caps, because we're about to break down this potential batgate. Alright, so if you missed it, the New York Yankees put on an absolute power display against the Milwaukee Brewers in their recent home opener. 9 home runs, 3 of those coming in the very first inning off the first 3 pitches. It was an offensive explosion for the ages, a game that will be etched in the record books. But amidst the celebrations and highlight reels, a narrative has emerged that's casting a shadow over this dominant performance: the Yankees' new, analytically designed baseball bats. During the game broadcast on Yes Network, play-by-play announcer Michael Kay offered some intriguing context. He explained that the Yankees' brain trust, their analytics department, had been hard at work studying hitting mechanics. Their focus? Anthony Volpe. Apparently, the data showed that Volpe was frequently making contact with the ball on the label of the bat, not the optimal sweet spot on the barrel. This led to a rather innovative solution: redesigning the bat itself. The concept behind these new bats, reportedly nicknamed Torpedo bats within the organization, is fascinating. They've essentially shifted some of the wood from the end of the barrel and redistributed it closer to the hitting zone, making the end of the bat more akin to the shape of a bowling pin. The idea is to concentrate more mass in the area where the ball is most likely to be struck. According to Kay, this could potentially create a harder hitting surface and even allow hitters to wait just a fraction of a second longer before making contact. In the ultra-competitive world of Major League Baseball, where milliseconds can be the difference between a towering home run and a harmless flyout, even the slightest edge can be significant. Now, this revelation by Michael Kay didn't just go unnoticed. It ignited a firestorm of debate and speculation across social media. Suddenly, the focus shifted from the Yankees' incredible offensive performance to the equipment they were using. Fans, ever vigilant and sometimes a little cynical, started questioning the legality and fairness of these modified bats. The hashtag Yankees cheating began trending, and the calls for Major League Baseball and Commissioner Rob Manfred to launch an investigation grew louder with each passing tweet and post. Think about it from the fans' perspective. You witness a team suddenly erupt for 9 home runs, including a historically rare 3 to start the game. Then you hear about these specially designed bats, crafted with the help of an MIT physicist, based on advanced hitting analytics. It's natural to raise an eyebrow, maybe even 2. The history of baseball is littered with equipment controversies, from corked bats to doctored baseballs, and fans are understandably protective of the integrity of the game. The idea that a team might be using equipment that provides an unfair advantage is something that strikes at the very core of competitive sports. So, are these torpedo bats actually illegal? Well, according to the initial reports, they seem to fall within the current regulations set forth by Major League Baseball. The rules stipulate the maximum length and thickness of bats, the material they must be made from, solid wood, and the limitations on any cup at the end of the barrel. The Yankees' bats, at least on the surface, don't appear to violate these explicit rules. Furthermore, it's highly likely that a professional organization like the Yankees would have sought and received approval from MLB before implementing such a significant equipment change. The potential for severe penalties if they were found to be using illegal equipment is simply too high. However, the legality based on the letter of the law might not be the only concern. There's also the spirit of the rules and the potential for these bats to provide an unfair competitive advantage, even if they technically meet the current specifications. This is where the calls for an investigation come in. Fans want to know if these bats are giving the Yankees an edge that goes beyond normal equipment variations. They want to ensure a level playing field for all teams. If MLB does decide to launch an investigation, what might that entail? They would likely examine the exact specifications of the bats, compare them to the existing rules, and potentially consult with their own experts in material science and physics to assess whether the design provides any undue advantage. They might even look at data on the exit velocity and launch angle of balls hit with these bats compared to traditional models. We've seen similar investigations in the past, and MLB takes these kinds of accusations very seriously. The outcome of such an investigation could have significant ramifications, not just for the Yankees, but potentially for the entire league if these bat designs are deemed to be problematic. This whole situation also brings up the broader topic of analytics and innovation in baseball. Modern baseball is increasingly driven by data. Teams are constantly looking for any edge they can find, whether it's in player evaluation, defensive positioning, or even equipment. The Yankees' Torpedo bat is a prime example of this data-driven approach extending to the very tools the players use. While some might applaud this kind of innovation as a way to improve performance, others might see it as a step too far, potentially blurring the lines between strategy and artificial enhancement. There's a delicate balance to be struck between embracing new technologies and preserving the fundamental nature of the game. Baseball has a rich history and tradition, and many fans are wary of changes that might fundamentally alter the way the game is played. The idea of teams using highly specialized, scientifically optimized equipment raises questions about whether the focus will shift too much from the player's skill to the technology they are using. Could we be heading towards a technological arms race in baseball equipment, where teams with the most resources can afford the most advanced gear, potentially creating an uneven playing field? Of course, it's also important to remember the human element of hitting a baseball. Even with the most technologically advanced bat in the world, you still need to make solid contact with a pitched ball traveling at high speeds. These torpedo bats are likely designed to maximize the outcome when good contact is made. But they aren't going to magically turn a struggling hitter into a home run machine. As former Yankees player Kevin Smith pointed out, hitting a home run still requires squaring up the ball, and that remains the hard part. These bats might just be a way for players to add a little extra force when they do make that perfect connection. But let's indulge in a little bit of speculation, shall we? Imagine the conversations happening in other teams' front offices right now. You can almost hear the calls being made to their own analytics departments and maybe even reaching out to local universities with strong physics programs. If the Yankees have truly stumbled upon a significant advantage with these bats, you can bet that the rest of the league will be scrambling to catch up. We could see a wave of new bat designs hitting the market, all based on data-driven insights and scientific principles. And what about the players? How do they feel about these new bats? As Cody Bellinger mentioned, feel is crucial for hitters. These torpedo bats, with their unconventional shape, might take some getting used to. It's one thing for the analytics department to come up with an optimal design. It's another for the players to feel comfortable and confident swinging them in a high-pressure game situation. The human element and the psychological aspect of hitting can't be overlooked. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding the Yankees' torpedo bats highlights the ongoing tension between tradition and innovation in baseball. While the initial reports suggest the bats might be legal under the current rules, the strong reaction from fans underscores the importance of maintaining a level playing field and ensuring the integrity of the game. Whether MLB decides to launch a full-scale investigation remains to be seen. But this story has certainly added an extra layer of intrigue to the Yankees' already exciting start to the season. So, what do you think, baseball fans? Are the Yankees pushing the boundaries with these new bats? Or is this just smart innovation? Do you believe MLB should investigate further? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more in-depth analysis of all the latest baseball controversies and stories. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story, so stay tuned for any updates. Until next time, let's keep the conversation going and see where this Batgate takes us.